Siren and the Pirate, jewelry for the adventure, and today's design and tutorial is going to be on this wire-only pendant. So here's what you're going to need. You will need 2 pieces of 20 gauge wire, each of them cut to 10 inches in length or about 26 centimeters. Today I'm using copper wire for the tutorial. And then you're going to need a piece of 28 gauge wire, and this one you need about a 6-foot length or about 180 centimeters. So I'm really happy to share this design with you because it's nice to know designs that are wire only, so no beads or extra stones or anything required. Today we're only working with 2 weaves. We're doing the 3-3 weave here, and we're also going to be doing a single coil weave. Now for the weaves, outside of the design tutorials, I have separate videos on how to do the specific weaves. So if you want like a breakdown, I do have a playlist and the links listed below. So if you need a little extra help on those, you can check out those videos. I also have free downloadable PDF tutorials if you go to my website, and that is also listed below. So we will go ahead and get going with this design. So I've grabbed the first base wire and I've kind of marked with my finger where I'm going to start, and it's about 1.5 inches in from the left side. So I'll place the weaving wire on the back side on that mark. Always pinch it with my index finger and thumb to get it going. And then the 3-3 weave, I mean, it's a pretty simple weave, so I'll just kind of walk through 1 or 2 rotations. 1, 2, 3 around the bottom wire. That's also secured the weaving wire. Place the other base wire on top. And then we're doing 3 rotations around both of the wires. And that will be our pattern. We'll go back around the bottom wire. Again, I'm just going to loosely explain the weave. There's not much to it, but if you need more technical support in making sure the weave comes out looking nice, check out those videos I had mentioned before. And then 3 around both of the wires. So that will be our 3-3 weave, and we are doing this weave for 5 inches, and let me tell you about how many rotations that is. Okay, 5 inches of the 3-3 weave ended up being about 50 rotations, and remember, a rotation is once or 3 times around the bottom, 3 times around both. That's 1 rotation, so 50 of those. You can count the peaks. I also want you to go ahead and trim off the tail from the very beginning of your weave. Leave the one at the end. We're going to use that next. Now we're going to start to shape this. I want you to go ahead and just flip this over. So these wires should be facing outward. Your starting wires will be on the left, and then your tail will be over on your right side. And let's see, I'm going to model it off of this one. So somewhere in the middle, about here. Okay, about 2.5 inches in from either side. We're going to start to curve this, and we're going to be passing the right hand side in front of the left hand side. If you want to have, if you have some flat or pliers or just regular chain nose is fine too. I like to hold the bottom so it stays flat. like this. Okay, and that's about the size I want. You're going to be able to adjust this as you go, and then we'll start to take this side and curve it in the opposite direction, as well as this one. Just use your fingers to mold it. If you're working with copper wire, it's especially easy to mold this wire. Okay, now we have room to do one more little crisscross here. So we'll start to curve it in the opposite direction, and this top one is going to pass behind this one. So we have sort of this double helix thing going on. All right, and then once you kind of get the basic design out in front of you, feel free to go through and adjust things as you need. If you want to open up the circles and spaces a little bit more, you can fine-tune everything at this stage. I like this so that it gradually gets a little bit bigger. The spaces open up and become more circular and then close up towards the top. Next, we're going to go in and make the bail at the top. So where the two wires crisscross, I'm going to just create a little bend so that goes straight upward. And then either using your round nose pliers, or if you have some bail making pliers or a doweling rod of some sort. And then also you want to consider, I made this pretty small at the top, so if you need a larger bail, you will have to make adjustments, maybe weave a little bit more, because this is kind of a little small opening. So I'm going to do a little counter bend in the weave. Maybe I'll go a little larger. And then wrap that around. I'm going to split these two wires. One's coming forward on either side. Okay. And then on the front side, I'm going to crisscross them. Take them to the back again. Now here you might need to use a pair of pliers. To sort of get everything a little bit tighter. And we're going to crisscross them in the back. I'm going to make a little trim. Just leaving a little tail on either wire. And then I'm going to use the round nose pliers again. I'm going to curl this one around in a clockwise direction, and then this one I'm going to take in a counterclockwise direction. Just to kind of end it. And then I'm going to go in and give them a squeeze so there's nothing scratchy. It's going to catch your clothing or your skin. Okay. Now this guy, I'm going to continue wrapping him around the back. So I kind of, on this one, make it a sort of a dramatic up and then down the backside. So it comes to a little hill, and then I angle it downward. Now with the remaining wire, we're going to do a single coil weave on this top wire. And right now you've probably ended with your coils around the bottom wire. So we're just gonna switch over. You can do this however you want to switch. I'm gonna go around, no, I'm just gonna come up to the top. I'm gonna do 1, 2, 3, like I'm doing another rotation, but then that will switch it so that I can now do my single coil over the top. So I'm going to coil for a little bit. I'm not actually sure how far this one. It needs to be able to go around the bail and come all the way down. So what I'll do is I'll just coil for a little bit, wrap it and check, and then coil some more. So let me coil for a little bit and then I'll bring you back. Okay, I've coiled a ways. It's about, oh, like just over an inch, actually almost an inch and a half. All right, from here, let's take this single coil and run it alongside the 3/3 weave to go up and around, close to the bail. And we're gonna move this wire just up and out of the way. I'm gonna angle this guy down because I want him to cross over at that middle junction point here. And then I'm gonna need to weave a little bit more. I probably actually do, well, yeah, I'm gonna weave some more because I need this guy to reach this loop down here. So just a little bit more coiling to do. All right, so I have finished up with the weaving wire and it was real close. I mean, it's fine, it gets me there, but just barely. So I would recommend at the beginning, instead of using only 6 feet of 28 gauge wire, maybe you cut like 7, even 8 feet if you think you'll need it, just as an in case type of thing. But regardless, it's on the back side of the pendant, so no one will ever notice anyways. Okay, now we're gonna turn it back around to the front, and with that remaining wire, we're going to curl it around the weave just to secure it. Okay, then go to the back side and trim that wire off. Tuck it in, push it down. All right, now with the last remaining wire, we're gonna do this pretty little curve at the top. So we're gonna come up and do a counterclockwise rotation. So I kind of go up and then curve it around. So use your finger to guide that. And kind of move it back. And then this one is going to curve around, oops, sorry, let me give you a view here. We're going to take him around the back side. Like so. And to end him, I just want to sort of attach him to this 3/3 weave here, so he's kind of hidden in that little space. Just I think trim it off first. And then you can use your pliers to start to put a hook on that wire. that. So there you have it. This should be a pretty nice beginner-friendly tutorial just using wire. You could, have some fun doing some variations on this and maybe inserting some beads if you like. But I really hope you enjoyed the tutorial, and thanks so much for watching.